What he say, he want smoke? We gon' spin again.
If I'm gon' smoke it, then we raise the tick. My picket 140, my watch is 350. My bitch like G6, she came with 3 bitches. We don't fuck with snitching, we protect the business. We straight out the trenches, the mud was sticky. It too many real niggas, we don't fake kick it. We set the trend in the city. We came to fuck up the city, just Migos and Jimmy.
Get the money, I been tryna feed my fam, cause these niggas they don't wanna see me win. No, I was thinking about the rolling, but I went and got the.
Alright guys, back again with another video. So this time we got some for Migos, Quavo, Offset. So I really wanted to go really basic and simple for this beat, and I'm gonna go ahead break it down for you guys and show you how you can use 3 sounds for the drums, 3 sounds for the sample, and still have a crazy final product. So let's get into it. Alright, starting off with the FOP. This is what the sample sounds like on its own. So right away you can tell that we have 3 elements. First off is a piano, second we have an accent texture type of thing, and third we have a bass guitar playing. The important part here is sound selection. If you just stick to using live instruments, you don't have to think too much about sound selection because all live instruments go well together. And if you want to make beats with the least amount of sounds, having a good sound selection is the most crucial part. So let's start with the piano first. This is what the original pattern looks like. And for the sound, here I'm using Keyscape with the Wing Upright Dark Indie preset, which plays the following melody. So as far as music theory goes, it's just 2 chords broken down into a melody, and the chord progression we're playing with is the 1-5. So first off we have the A minor chord, you know, a basic triad. So after I came up with this pattern, I just dragged it on here and I pitched it down 5. And then I just added these 2 extra notes to kind of progress the melody so it doesn't get stale. Now what I did next was I exported the piano pattern, which I do with all of my samples, and I recommend you guys do the same because if you're gonna be chopping up sounds, you know, you just want to manipulate the sound more. Working with audio files is the best way to go about it. So after I exported the piano, I routed it to this mix bus and I applied the following effects. So first off we have an EQ, which is taking out the low end, boosting a little bit of the high end. I wanted to make the piano sound more wide, so I just applied Pretty Stereo Shaper, and then I just added a little bit of reverb to give it some more space. Now after that was done, I took the sample and then I just chopped it up in these different parts, which sounds like this. So basically I just chopped up the sample, the piano, and I just made it so that it has a little bit more movement while also creating these artifacts from, you know, just chopping up the wave files. Now after that was done, once again I just added the sample to a mix bus, and then I added the EQ, which takes out a bit of the high end. Once you have vocals coming in, you want to leave the high end a little bit more open, and after that I added this halftime, which serves later in the sample as, you know, a different switch up. And I have this automation for the halftime, which sounds like this. So basically we went from this to this. Now moving on, I wanted to add some more accents, some more texture to the sample. So initially I recorded some guitar which just didn't fit with the final sample, but I still wanted to use it in some type of way. And this is what the guitar sounds like. So what I did was I exported all the guitar layers into one audio file, and then I added the following effects. So first off, I added halftime. I took out the low end and the high end of the sample, and then I added auto chroma, which I've been using a lot to create textures. And if you want to learn how to make these cool texture layers and, you know, spice up your samples, you can watch this video where I go more in depth about that. So after adding these effects, the guitar went from sounding like this sounding like this. Now since this was a little bit too much, what I did was I made these chops which sound like this. And then I layer them back together with the piano. So now so far it sounds like this. So for the third and final layer of the sample, I open up Flex, which is a stock FL Studio plugin. If you watch my videos, you probably see me use this a lot. And here I'm using the BB Flat Wound Edge preset, to which I've added the following effects. So first off, we have this EQ, which is boosting the low end, and I've taken out the high end, so we don't have these bass plugs. Guitar Rig 6 with the basic Bass Pro preset, which essentially just makes the bass sound more thick. And this is what the bass guitar pattern looks like. After that, I just made 4 different sections, stemmed out the whole sample. Now, one tip that I want to give to you guys, I make sure that I add these hi-hats between each layer, so whenever you send the sample to someone and they drag it in, it looks like this, and it's a lot easier to, you know, just cut through the different layers and arrange the sample. So again, keeping up with the whole simplicity theme, I've used, once again, only 3 sounds for the drums, and this is how the drums sound. So whenever you listen to a song and you hear, oh, these drums are so crazy, most of the time the drums are not crazy, they just follow one rule, and that is just make sure one element is going crazy and the rest is dead simple. So in this case, I have the hi-hats, have a lot of rolls, and the rest of the drum patterns are extremely simple. So whenever you play it together, it just makes it sound like it's going crazy, but actually it has a lot of space for the artist to come in. So when we play the final beat, you can see how much space we have.
Trenches, the mud was sticky. It too many real niggas, we don't fake kick it. We set the trend in the city. We came to fuck up the city, just Migos and Jimmy.
Make sure you focus on sound selection and just using the right sounds. The more sounds you use doesn't make it a better sample. And when it comes to drums, just make sure that you have only one crazy pattern and the rest are just that simple. And if you apply these things, rappers are gonna love your beats. So yeah, that's it from me. Sample will be in the description for free. Catch you in the next video.